Hi, welcome to my channel. Um, I'm Bonnie, also known as the Pink Witch. I started out in childhood as a fairy child, and there will be a video somewhere on here to explain that eventually. But I wanted to say that, well, my channel started out to be about gardening and crafts. It's changed a bit. It's kind of evolving, and it is still about gardening and crafts. The crafts are going to be a while because moving and getting gardens set up and trying to get settled has been kind of put on the back burner since I found out I have an aortic aneurysm, and my health has been giving me a little bit of pushback, but things are doing a little better. So my plan is to get lots of wildlife videos and critter videos from our furry family of dogs and guinea pigs and the deer that come wandering through, and the guinea hens. This is a very wonderful place that we live now, and I think we were destined to be put here. I have different beliefs than others, but although I have a sister that believes I'm a devil worshiper, I'm not. I believe in the thunder gods, the rain gods, the wind gods, the lightning gods, Mother Earth. And a lot of my beliefs are what God's Bible says, basically. It's just that it seems like people aren't listening to those. So, anyway, I'm a cute little garden witch. I can say I'm cute because I'm an old lady now and I can get away with it. But there will be videos of things that I think are pretty and hope that others do too. Some of the beautiful Idaho scenery around here, because Idaho is a pretty beautiful place. I think I've got Clyde just about talked into doing some camera work too. He's not the best camera guy, but he tells a pretty good back when I was young story, and I think that he's got a few that, well, I may have heard about a billion times, other people might find interesting. He spent some of his time gold mining in Alaska and Elk City, Idaho, and so he's got some interesting stories. And I have survived breast cancer, which is where I met my sister from another mother. We may not always get along, but at least we understand each other and we know we're family, even if we're not blood. Childhood was kind of rough for me because I had social anxiety disorder and agoraphobia, and those things weren't diagnosed in my day. And I also fight with magnesium deficiency. So, I can talk some on at least my experiences with those, and eating disorders, which came about really bad after the mastectomy. I spent 5 or 6 years just basically on the verge of starvation, which, let me tell you, I learned can have a very bad effect on your mental abilities. It really messes with your mind. And it's nice to know that other people have gone through similar things. I was in my 40s before I ever found out that I was not alone in my feelings, my frights, my fears, my dealings with having to leave the house, the anxiety and all of that. And I'd been fighting it. I held down jobs. You know, didn't like it. I just put on a mask and fought my anxieties and my fears. Actually, when that all ended was when I ended up with a injury that gave me brain damage. Best job I ever had, best boss I ever had. Loved her, loved the job. And at the time, I didn't realize just how bad the injury was. But I got picked up by a very big gentleman and by the back of the neck and shook like a rag doll. And it had a rough effect on me. And I still fight with that. I lost a lot of the memories that I did have. So, childhood memories fell out of my head. I'm starting to get them back, some of them. But, life can be rough when you get to be my age. And I'm not whining about it. I lived. I'm stronger. Well, maybe not physically, but I'm a better person for the life I've lived. And even the mistakes I made. Because my feeling is that the most important thing is to accept your mistakes and learn from them, and I think I have. And I might have a lot more to learn. It sometimes takes me a while to process things, and it can be rough, but I'm a happy person almost all the time, unless you poke the witch. But when you make me mad, I'm going to go on a rant. I'm going to get my feelings out, because for a long time I didn't. But this channel is meant to show the good in life. And I think I have a pretty good life. I've got a pretty good husband. He can be a bit annoying, but he's pretty cool. And things are going well. And it's quite an adventure living here and fixing up our new little castle, which may look really tiny, when you see the videos and stuff. But when the camera turns off and the magic turns on, this place gets huge. I mean, there's like a basement, there is a dance hall, there is a huge library. It's a wonderful place. And one of the things I would like to do is, because I was a fairy child, and because I don't human well, I can still see the magic that some people have lost. So I can happily point it out to others. My granddaughter asked me, because I told her all of the children were, they had some of that magic too. I just didn't want them to lose it. She said, well, what's my magic? Well, I know what her magic is, but I'm not going to tell her because it scares the heck out of me. But I kind of fibbed and told her I didn't quite have hers pegged down yet, but I could tell her big brothers. And I'll tell you. Super G can give the most healing hugs. He learned when he was just a little guy. And he just hugs you with his whole heart. And when I was dealing with cancer, I can tell you that those hugs were definitely healing. Now, anybody that's feeling poorly should be sure to get a hug. And when you give a hug, you get one in return, so that's pretty easy to do. But hugs are very healing and they're very magical. See, there's your first little pinpoint of magic. I think it's all in the way you look at life. And while I have been touted as the oddball all my life, I finally decided that I'm going to accept who I am. Oddball or not, I see the magic. I see the beauty. And I'm happy to point that out. But there's also going to be videos of my love-hate relationship with food. There's going to be videos of some of my other beliefs too. And so I'm sure that there are going to be videos that people want to watch and videos that people don't want to watch. All I can say is I hope you subscribe and you join me for the adventure, and that there's a lot of magic out there in the world. I'm happy to share. I'm happy to talk. I love to talk to people. I just don't human well. So this is my way of talking to people. So when I'm stressed out over my health or over other issues, this is where I'm going to come to. And hopefully there will be those that will say, hey, we've been there too and we understand. So I would like to say welcome to my channel. And please subscribe if that sounds like something you'd like to join in, and we'll see what we can do about making the world a more magical place. Thank you. Have a magical evening.